How long have we waited for this? Everyone at home, welcome to the Stockholm Major Grand Finals. BDS against the General NRG. First best of 7, Johnny.
It's the dream final. There's no other way to describe it. It's, I think, everybody's overall hive mind dream final. You know, we all got different favorite teams. We all come from different parts of the world, but no one is going to be upset about this.
And Shogun, you asked, how long has it been? It felt like years because it's been years, but here we are.
James, the last time we got to do this, Justin was the player that we were roaring for as he smashed the ball past Vitality to take the Season 8 World Championship. We know that the players on the General NRG have got ice in their veins. Justin, the king of clutch. He is always there when needed. And Grand Finals is where you get to make your name. We're looking now towards BDS and see which of those players steps up in this situation.
And the last time we saw BDS stack up against NRG, Monkey Moon had one of his best performances of this major. Will he step up again?
And I think it's BDS who need to start strong. The momentum NRG have got coming out of that semi must be unreal. This is a really deep position for Squishy to be in. He's going 1v1 with X-Ray, has back up with the Garrett. BDS getting a ton of pressure and almost a big dunk, but strong challenge by NRG.
BDS spoke to us about their Season X Finals loss against Vitality and said that they felt the pressure in that one. It was a new situation that they weren't ready for. The difference this time around is unlike that. They have come in and they've already played a match today. They have already got used to that environment. Looking forward to seeing whether or not BDS can take to the pressure better than they did instead of that match against Vitality.
And you know, Shogun, sometimes you need those difficult losses to forge yourself through the fire of competition. We saw this already. Garrett, Justin getting to the Grand Finals, losing that game, that prepared them to win.
And a reminder of one team that took forever to find their first huge victory that put them on the map. And that was Dignitas. Originally, Gale Force Esports had so many second places to their name before they finally broke through. General NRG, they have been the inevitable. They've been the constant of Rocket League, Johnny. It's players like this, Garrett G, that will always seemingly find himself in these grand finals.
Yeah, the best LAN players, the best players in North American history face BDS across the field. BDS are still RLCS LAN rookies. This is their debut event. Both teams starting off defensive, no surprise there. The nerves must be at an unbelievably high level at the moment. BDS are pressuring NRG here. They're testing them, but NRG's boost management has been impeccable.
Opportunity for the first goal, marked by 8, trying to find a way past Justin, who holds his nerve, gets himself in the right position. Still, challenges over in the corner. There's possibility to try and recover, but Squishy takes the ball away nice and quick. Monkey Moon leaves, no real options on that side, so he's just gonna buy his team a little bit of time.
See Justin leaving that mid boost behind, knowing he can steal that and gets the demo. This could be NRG's best chance. They've been on the back foot for most of this game.
Still looking for that shining performance. Oh, it almost goes through off a dunk. Garrett reading the defensive touch brilliantly. Where is that playoffs Squishy, who has been on another level? James, you've been watching these guys under a microscope for the last 2 years. Oh, good save by Squishy there.
There's what Squishy's been doing most of this split so far. His defense is what has really set him apart, but we're starting to see the aggression. He's been going for demos and the shots. You remember that shot he had in front of net, had to get it elevated but keep it under the crossbar. Squishy, he's got ice in his veins. He is one of those heroes from North America, the one to dethrone that legendary Dignitas team in back-to-back sets in Las Vegas. These guys out there on the field, they're NRG's best hope in so many ways, and they have a history of coming together.
Oh! Pass them to the side. BDS not gone just yet. They want to try and get a hold of this. Again, we remind you of that Vitality series. BDS barely got started in that one, but getting the first goal for BDS would help them so much settle into this situation.
A big 50-50 by BDS. And a tough post bounce to read. You can forgive them for not getting that one on the rebound. Final minute of the game is all gone by without a single goal.
Justin, able to win the challenge. He's got Garrett, but Garrett, unfortunately, not in a position to help out too much initially. Still can turn around, steals the boost. Monkey Moon realizes he's got Garrett behind him. You can't afford to take your time. This is the Grand Finals. This is where the pace really ramps up. And actually, an opportunity for Monkey Moon, or marked by 8. I did have support actually on the far side. Kind of surprised he did not go for the pass, as Squishy sees so many blue casts surrounding him over in that corner. But NRG have now got the numbers, they've got the reinforcements.
NRG knew this was coming. They've played BDS before. They know the pressure BDS can apply. They are doing a phenomenal job keeping a control of that boost finger, not wasting it away. Can they hold on and make it into OT? It's actually NRG who have perhaps the last chance before we get there.
Oh, and that's a miss. And a good roll of Squishy. Will he have support? Garrett, the ball's alive. Good bounce for Justin, but he looked like he might have been getting bumped slightly out of position. And they hold on. BDS, they have had some good chances. You even saw that pass opportunity to Extra out in the middle. The pass barely didn't come. A few shot chances where we didn't see BDS connect. Will that haunt them? Yes, it will! Justin continues to haunt the dreams of every opponent he faces in OT.
Does this remind you of anything, James? Or is that the goal that won NRG their World Championship? Justin, always the threat, waiting downfield, and he receives the pass required to give NRG game number 1.
Wow, it's just scripted. This whole LAN seems scripted. We've got the Dreamcast Grand Final. It's the same shot. I was thinking the same thing. I've seen this before somewhere. Where was it? That's right, Madrid.
Well, I can tell you why you've seen it before. Justin, he just scores OT winners. Coming into this fall major, he scored 11 overtime game-winning goals, the top in North America. It's one of those things where, oh yeah, we know Justin's clutch, but he backs it up continually. This guy, he's got the ice. There's no other way to say it.
He is the most clutch player. Not just in Rocket League, maybe in esports. Because there's no player you can look towards and say, name a legendary goal, Justin. Name another legendary goal.
Justin.
Oh, Justin.
He's got his own top 10, but that wasn't a bad start for BDS. You know, the momentum from NRG coming in from the semis, I thought it might be just too much for BDS to handle. They were really, really aggressive against FaZe, but now it seems like they're trying something a bit different. They're sitting back, letting BDS come at them, trying to hit them on the counter, and that's exactly how they won game 1.
So, game number 2 underway. Forbidden Temple. Going to be BDS still looking for their first goal. They won't be too worried about that just yet, considering it was a very tense game 1 from them and NRG. I expect to see more of that. As we actually see Extra, again, he has options on the far side. Mark was waiting for him. I feel like BDS have just gone a little bit blinkered when they get the opportunities, only staring primarily at the goal rather than trying to figure out new ways of getting to it.
They're not lacking chances, like you're saying, Shogun. It's that last
He's
stretch.
always there. You've got to start watching out for Justin now in the midfield. He is such a target.
And Justin's always been that target, especially on those lofted balls. You've seen, I mean, you talk about the game-winning goal in Madrid. Oh, that one bouncing off. You see Mark expecting a bit of a different rebound. But Justin, if you can get that ball elevated and give him a chance, this is the type of stuff he can do, following up Garrett's shot. But NRG, they don't need all the opportunities. They just need one when they have players like Justin.
Oh, what defense by Justin as well. He's dodged a demo there. And not only does he get the save, but he keeps the ball under control as well. Garrett denies Monkey Moon the corner rebound. NRG's defense is completely solid at the moment. BDS unable to find a way through.
Justin, straight over to Monkey Moon. That's a good clear, marked by 8. Shows his own Justin impression of second in midfield. Now it's Monkey Moon!
Oh!
Top corner!
And there you have it, Monkey Moon getting started. And that is a much-needed goal and a beautiful setup from Mark by 8, putting that bounce off the ceiling.
What a finish as well. I feel like both teams now, we've had Justin putting it in off the post, Mark by 8, or Monkey Moon putting it out of reach of the goalkeeper. These are the two players that are most talked about for these teams. They're showing up in the grand final first series.
And crucially for BDS, they've now got going. Always were questioning whether or not they were going to be able to step up. They have had opportunities and times during these sets, but they don't really get started. That's going to be off target.
And you saw Garrett boosting a split second too late. He questioned his judgment. You saw him laying it on thick in the end. Barely off. That was a good chance for NRG.
That's a small margin for error in Rocket League. Another chance for NRG. Awkward for BDS. Mark's going to try and just get behind this ball. He's done well there. Squishy's actually in reverse as well. And now suddenly it's a difficult position for NRG to handle. They've got to control this. Everybody on the back foot there.
Mark. It's going to drop dangerously. Monkey Moon doubles up.
They have not controlled it. They needed to get somebody round to the back post here, but look, they're all at the near post. They're all stuck in one position, and when it comes across, Squishy's just not able to defend that angle.
And this same this same thing could have played out in game one. We saw BDS controlling that momentum, controlling the possession. Now they're putting the shots away.
For me, BDS's mentality is always shown by one thing. Are they willing to commit every single player on their team, not just to the opponent's side of the field, but in that final third? We've seen times where they hesitate. That was one where they sent all three. They pressured the goalkeeper, sent everybody to try and hunt for a goal. That means BDS are feeling much more confident.
We saw NRG do the same thing against FaZe. Triple threat offense, one after another, committing to the attack. Are they going to do the same thing against BDS? I feel like they have to in this kind of position. 2 minutes to go, 2 goals down.
Well, a major championship does not just fall in your lap off mistakes. You have to go and take it, rip it away from your opponent's hands. Team BDS have answered the call. 2 goals to the better with 2 minutes left. But NRG have probably got more 2-goal comebacks as an organization than anybody else out there. They know what it takes. And right now, it's just that slow build-up. Not the best touch from Justin. Don't expect to hear me say that too often today. Squishy, self-set, wants to see if Monkey Moon will make a mistake. And also don't expect me to say Monkey Moon's made a mistake all too often.
And this whole game has been NRG just being a bit off, even going back to that Garrett G read off the backboard. Squishy slow out in net, and now Monkey Moon putting in another, getting a hat trick.
What a game for BDS, what a response. I'm so impressed by the regain ability of all these playoff teams. We saw FaZe do it against Endpoint. We actually saw Endpoint do it against FaZe as well. Both these teams in the final have done the exact same thing. You will face adversity. In a series this long, you need to bounce back from it. BDS have.
And was there any more important player to get rolling in this series than Monkey Moon? He's been hyped up so much. He's been almost the target of sorts from North America, and this is a team in BDS that became the target of their dominance. They were so quiet, so reserved. We speak to Extra, and you know he's got everybody talking about it. He's just so nice all the time. But for BDS, they've only got one target. It's in the middle of that hype chamber, those medals. They will be desperate to add those to their collection. Maybe the first of many.
They never got bored of winning. RLCS Season X, they just kept going, but they haven't had a win yet this season.
And you know they want to avoid that storyline that when it really matters, BDS crumbles after winning every RLCS X Major, falling in the championship to Vitality. Now they're going to give one up here, but still have quite the padding.
Yeah, you can see the 2v1 situation develop very quickly. Squishy charging down. Monkey Moon had to make a decision. Does he want to try and cover the infield pass, or did he think Justin was going to take the shot? Difficult to get there, and Justin makes the most of the opportunity. 43 seconds, there's time to play with.
It was perfect spacing by Justin. He's hit the first touch close enough that he's guaranteed to beat Monkey Moon if Monkey Moon turns. Monkey Moon knows that, tries to turn around and make the impossible save, but it's called an impossible save for a reason.
And even if NRG doesn't manage to scrap their way back, just getting that last goal, especially in a grand final like this, avoiding that shutout, that is huge. NRG gonna have to regain in the next game, but at least they'll have that one to point back to, saying we can break down this BDS team. And maybe we'll see some fireworks. Another shot coming in. Awkward save. Rebound out. And it's going to be just enough.
Do you believe? 11 seconds on the clock. A roar from our talent in the studio. We've almost got a packed house over there. And they are watching what all of you at home are watching. 11 seconds in, NRG, well, they've got a bit of a history of this sort of situation.
It's a back right kickoff for NRG. Justin's there.
Oh, the bump, too.
They've executed it well, but Justin's first touch sends him to the sidewall. That's going to waste a lot of time. It's in field. NRG unable to get the goal, but it's still in the air.
Mark, no boost. The 50's good, and BDS survived, but that went from a comfortable win to a bit of a scary ending for BDS. And NRG, that is what you want. Even on those losses, that kind of game is going to get in the head of an opponent.
And, BDS, I think, need this first series the most. This first 7 games, well, potentially 7. It really has to be theirs. They've been in a grand final before this season. They lost 2 straight. NRG, they've been in 2 grand finals. In both of those, they've lost the first set, and then they've won the next one. So they really, I think, have a lot more comeback potential in the grand scheme of things. But BDS are already putting a win on the board, tying things up.
And just how important it is as well to keep that energy going throughout this entire thing, because James, you'll know better than anyone else. We have the potential here for 21 games if we get through all 3 sets.
And in that 21 game series, there were times, and that's referencing G2 and Envy, I thought it was over multiple times. I thought G2 had it. I thought Envy had it. And when it comes down to these best of sets, it is a marathon, Shogun. You can't take anything for granted.
Game 3 underway. It's the OG map that we head over to, DFH Stadium, where everybody got started. Monkey Moon wants to get started with yet another goal. Managed to grab 3 in our previous one. He's always been exactly where he needs to be. Now has Extra up in support. Extra can turn, but he's not quite quick enough. Mark up against Justin. I'm sure Mark has been waiting to hear that for the longest time with his opportunity, and he does well.
So far, we have been treated to, I think, just specialist play by both teams. We saw what NRG did earlier against FaZe. They were unbelievable. But BDS, they do not give NRG as much space to make those plays. It's making NRG look a little bit less mechanical, but really, when you look at these two teams, I don't think that's what's happening here.
Well, how often do we say that? We had to cast so many BDS Grand Finals, and so often do we come out thinking, oh, hey, the other team just didn't show up.
Oh.
BDS are so good at making you look slow. Mark by 8 has got the pace.
And this is how the last game started. BDS whittling down the defense. That one off the post, and even a strange bounce there. You saw that hit the post coming straight out. Difficult to read, but still dealt with.
I mean, just half a second before he turned to score there, Mark by 8 was on NRG's backboard. They do not rotate deep. They turn early. NRG have been quite happy sitting in defense for this series, and they might need to switch that up. BDS are starting to have their way.
They certainly are, and you know, Mark by 8, he's that guy who's going to turn around, make that quick turn, go all out, go for the demos, go for the annoying plays, also making saves. Mark, phenomenal, all major long. We've seen him hit key shots, and now he's making big plays.
The most said word when you're playing against Mark by 8 in ranked is, why are you here?
Why would he go for that?
And guess what? He's always trying to beat to the ball. He is so good at disrupting, cutting rotation, coming in from the blind spots. Because you've got to remember, everyone here, ball cam is going to be on all the time. And Mark Bait, he is so keenly aware of that fact.
Oh, when someone says to Mark, why would you go for that? He says, that's the point. It's the surprise factor. But NRG are great at adapting to these plays. They know how to switch things up. And if they can start faking challenges, maybe they're going to turn Mark's touches into pointless touches.
That nice wave dash from Justin. Of course, an awkward touch out of Extra. See what he can do here on the 50. Justin, his 50s have been looking really good, or even earlier this game, 50ing all 3 members of BDS, getting the ball out to the middle, but BDS continues to march downfield.
When you take a win against Sandrock Gaming, you'll feel pretty good about your 50s. They are probably the litmus test for that sort of thing. Back out, Extra off the post. This is how they scored the first one. But NRG deal with it much better.
NRG just trusting their goal line defense. They have shown just a crazy level of shot-stopping ability this event, but BDS are hitting them with the sheer volume of shots, and at some point, it doesn't matter how good you are at saving. Oh, hold on a second, that's a miss from BDS. Chance for NRG!
Oh, how did you keep that out?
Falling goalkeeper gets in the way.
There is no chance you could ever see that coming. Jump, hope, save acquired, and to the other side! Heartbreaker for NRG!
Unbelievable, BDS, the goal line stop, and Mark reading that off the backboard. Again, Squishy coming up just short. This BDS team after game 1 have come alive.
And you mentioned earlier that post bounce didn't help NRG for the first goal, and now they've probably in their minds conceded off a crazy save at one end into a quick transition. They need to just try and ignore that. They came back from a greater deficit in game 2.
That's what NRG were doing to other teams, having such great goal line defense and transitioning. Here's Monkey Moon. Couldn't quite get to it, a bit too high for him. But NRG getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. Again, 2 goals down. 100 seconds left in this game. There's Garrett. Didn't quite get the call that he was going to be required for a pass. Instead, half rotates over. Extra, far too quick. Marked by 8. Ends up whiffing the ball. That's still more time off the clock.
And you see Justin slightly missing that boost, having to improvise a bit. BDS, you know, their defense has been looking good, but overall, Shogun, the amount of time they've spent in NRG's half, it's been impressive. I was expecting NRG to be able to bring out a bit more offense. So far, even in their game win, BDS had a lot of the momentum.
This is where the experience of NRG is going to need to come in big, as that's the set, and there's no chance. Extra a valiant attempt, but nowhere near it.
That last touch by Justin is impossible to predict. Look at that, popping it past Monkey Moon, and Squishy is there. You need to be. Second man has to be there, especially final minute. NRG still behind by 1, but once again, just like the last game, they are making a comeback.
Squishy with time as well. There's the info! Oh! There is the equalizer!
And I'm having a bit of trouble reading whose name was this, but I'm going to guess. What, was it Justin?
Oh, it's Justin!
Of course it's Justin!
I can't believe it's Justin!
I can, because he continues to do it over and over again.
140 kilometers an hour shot. Squishy sent the pass in the perfect position. Justin delivers the finish. Still a long time to go in this game. And NRG have completely turned this one on its head.
I thought it was over again, and now a chance to take the lead. Rebound out! Down, post, and out!
Monkey Moon has to try and get rid, but they can only get so far. Mark by 8, there's the pace that he needs. Can do it on the opposing side of the field. Monkey Moon, plenty of boost, tries to set Justin up for a challenge, who does not bite. Back out to the midfield. Extra should be the one with the chase down. He chooses to leave it, instead opting for a more defensive approach. Crucial goal coming up here off the backboard. There's no third man follow-up for the longest time. Gave BDS an opportunity to recover.
Wow, Justin is on right now. BDS are holding on, keeping this a tie, but every time Justin touches the ball, it looks dangerous.
And hold your breath. It's getting down to that time, and Justin's in the middle. The shot will be blocked, and we've got overtime.
The second overtime, would you have it any other way? Team BDS and the General NRG just as fairly matched as we were hoping they were going to be. Now Justin puts Squishy under a bit of pressure, but Squishy does not fold under it. Mark by 8, that's good for his team. This is where BDS are so good at stealing that boost, putting your team in bad spots. But equally, James, we know Justin can't reach it! Extra has got BDS a 2-1 lead.
Extra to himself off the sidewall. Garrett G in no man's land. And BDS take 2 straight. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it time for that timeout? I have no doubt that NRG can bounce back mentally, but it's all BDS when we talk about the pressure in these games.
And BDS have got to be asking themselves, why can't this just be easy? We were up by 3 last time, we're up by 2 this time around, and still, the General RG are putting that pressure on. They're asking the questions. BDS, well, they've not made the mistake so far, but they cannot afford to keep giving a team like NRG, James, these looks back into these games.
I mean, that last goal, and you're taking another look at that, unbelievable. That didn't go out. Then that pass. But, I mean, for BDS, they get the win here. That shot from Extra, playing monkey in the middle with Garrett G in the net. But for BDS, Johnny, to have such comfortable leads and to see NRG bring it back and make both games competitive, this is a long road ahead of them. They have to clean that up and close those games out, because if NRG catches fire a little bit earlier, BDS might be in trouble.
Yeah, and that's exactly what NRG should be trying to do here. They're waiting till late in the game to really go for it in offense. They've got to go sooner, because they look fantastic when they get into the other team's half and they start challenging earlier, following up each other's passes.
And especially Justin in the corners and along the sidewall. We've been seeing him in those dribble positions, faking out defenders, making chances, and he does it again!
Justin is a difference maker. If you're new to Rocket League Esports, well, you know it more than anyone else just yet. So much respect whenever he gets on the ball, and when he hits it that clean, guess what? You have to give him that respect.
And he neutralized 2 defenders. That's what Justin does. He takes multiple players out of the game and makes chances for his teammates, and now another chance. What will he do?
It's great defense. Mark, doing what BDS failed to do on the first play there, closing down Justin. You cannot give him any chances, and immediately they score. Extra, once again, what a grand final he's having.
I watched Extra's face after that goal went in. Nothing. Stared ahead. They've got a job that they've got to do. A roar from them, nothing else, because they know that NRG are going to be so difficult to break down. But 1 each that quickly, that's huge.
And we've now seen every player from Team BDS have their moment. Will that be enough for them to hit it into the next gear? It seems so.
Mark by 8 gets there way before NRG were expecting him. I mean, they're probably thinking, okay, when's he going to be here? 8? Change his name to 7. NRG need to be ready earlier for these kind of plays. The near post is attacked so early by BDS.
Imagine how intimidating that would be if Mark Bayett's name just kept going down, like a countdown after every single game, maybe even after every single goal.
Marked by now is his final part.
Oh, wait a second, Garrett. Are we just having a highlight reel game here? Exhibition goals being attempted either side. Mark Bayett in field, but it's to Garrett. That's the wrong team. Now needs to try and get rid of it. Monkey Moon doesn't get the clear he's after. Still pressure on.
And we're still trying to get through the first minute of the game.
Oh, we asked for this from NRG. We wanted to see them really take the game to BDS. They didn't need a timeout to do that, but they've clearly made that change anyway. They've still got that timeout later if they really want to try and kill the momentum of BDS.
It's just a firefight out here. It's supposed to be Utopia, but right now this is more of a wasteland. Here's Mark Bayyett. He's just right past it. Now Justin's got the opportunity to try and break away the other side. Monkey Moon tries to get back just in time. Extra does not get faked out. Garrett off the backboard. And a crucial touch from Monkey Moon. Just how quickly you can be put right back into the meat grinder if your team BDS do not overcommit.
Oh, both teams are getting really, really close to the play here. They know that this is an absolute firefight of pace. And in doing so, they're making it so awkward for themselves.
And you see Mark running out of boost. The pressure's still mounting. A double commit. Garrett G, a nice challenge back out to the middle. But the last touches on low boost from BDS has been enough to keep their heads above water.
Quick breath from everybody at home. Quick breath from us as well. 3 minutes still to go in Game 4. Reminder, this is the first of the best of sevens. We've got so much more left to go. Squishy doesn't get the best touch. Monkey Moon, he just sets extra off the backboard. It's become a match. Who is the faster team? BDS will bank on themselves.
And it's about those blisteringly fast recoveries. Boost running out here for NRG. Squishy tries to just buy them some time by hitting it away, but can they keep up this pace? BDS have responded brilliantly to NRG's change of game plan, not seeming too bothered.
Justin rushing Monkey Moon there, who did so well to catch that ball in the corner. Extra, the last tip. Trying to fake out Garrett.
Oh, Extra still around as well. Try to put it just behind Squishy, who reacted quick enough. Garrett with Squishy. That's the NRG bread and butter. Always got players available for the long clear.
But with that quick sense, Monkey Moon is up so quickly, he can fly straight up in the air at a ridiculous pace, almost like KBN player with that zero dead zone. Can NRG find any way through? They are getting bodies behind the ball. That's going to favor them in 50-50s. Justin just getting on the wrong side of the redirect, though. He's been trying to get into those positions already this series. Found success earlier on. That started to fade.
Infield to Monkey Moon. Drops it off once again to Mark. Back out once again, Extra. Finally gets the call, but Justin just makes that car big enough to get an initial block. Game has slowly decreased in pace, but that sprint can happen at any moment. It just takes one opportunity. But the gaps start to open up. Squishy with Monkey Moon right behind. Mark Bayyett just twists midair, looks to go over the top. And it's crucial that you get those blocks because General NRG will be so aware now that the backboard is the target. Do not let BDS reach it. There's the demo. Mark Bayyett, has he got the boost? He doesn't need it. Monkey Moon's up to help. Another demo as well, but Mark's now gone.
Oh, and the respawn coming in for Mark. The shot not going to have enough juice on it. And we're approaching that final minute of the game again. We're in this situation. BDS up by 1. NRG fighting from behind. We've seen quite a few overtimes so far. Will NRG get one and force it again?
They've been stronger in the last minute for most of the games we've seen so far, but the slow starts are hurting NRG with consistency here. Look at the infield pass. Justin, he's missed. Follow-up still there. It's another miss for NRG.
They had to get one of those on target at least. Instead, it's BDS who have got more time off the clock. Another infield pass. Monkey Moon just pops the ball in the air. They don't need the goal. NRG have to go coast to coast.
Back-to-back post hits. You know that's going to haunt NRG if they don't find a way to make this work. Double commit in the corner as well. Monkey Moon leading the attack, melting time off the clock.
And they might just go for the possession here. They are not committing. Everybody's in the game for BDS. Marked by 8's got a goal the size of the entire field to aim at. It's green, and it's good for BDS. 3-1 lead in the series.
Onliners, nah. BDS are everywhere. Online, offline, and all over Utopia, outpacing NRG. And James, you made mention of it. These slow starts are the end of NRG at the moment. They've got to figure this out.
Well, I mean, honestly, Shogun, it seemed like they did come out hot at the beginning of the game.
They did.
But what happened was BDS matched that pace. The first few minutes of this game felt like the final minute of every other game that we saw so far. And the big difference this time was that NRG, instead of ripping the opportunities away from BDS and taking these goals, they had chances in those final moments, and we saw back-to-back hits off the post from NRG when normally they're so cold-blooded.
And that, to me, was the first moment where throughout this whole series so far, you can clearly see that one team has started to feel the pressure to a big degree, and that's NRG. BDS have been consistent start to finish here. NRG had 2 uncontested shots, and they didn't even test the keeper. They've hit the post. They're going to really, I think, be upset about that one. But again, no tactical timeout called.
No tactical timeout from NRG. Unlikely to call it from here on out. We know BDS aren't usually too keen on it. So I'm looking over at Greg, and he looks a bit sad about the whole situation, but feels like
he's got a lot to say. He's like, oh, taking notes on all games, and they're not even going to call a timeout.
Well, thankfully, we will get to hear from him after.
Sorry to say, James, but I think 4-1 is actually the most common loss for NRG this season. I'm pretty sure.
But that's real, but no, James, I've got your back here. That's some real voodoo.
Hey, you know, I don't believe it. This series isn't over yet, Johnny. This says 3-1 if I'm looking at the scoreboard.
Well, it's like I said earlier, they've lost every single first, well, they lost 2 out of 2 first series in best of sets they've played. But if you want, you know, to look at it from another angle, BDS have lost every best of set they've ever played. So both teams are fighting with their demons here.
That's a double commit, Squishy. With options, that option is Justin. Tends to be the best option in Rocket League. But again, BDS have decided no more of this infield. They are just going to outpace everybody, and Extra has got a goal.
It's just crazy. BDS every single time. They're just spotting the openings on the backboard, wherever it is, forcing bad saves, and look at the timing of the arrival for Extra.
And you saw the shunt. Justin wanted to go for that save. A glancing blow, keeping him from getting to it. And BDS out to an early lead again. Every single game, even the one that BDS lost, they still looked like they had the edge against NRG.
Out pressuring, and at this point it's extremely worrying because NRG can adapt, but you'd rather be doing that mid-series, not between series.
For NRG, they'll look to try and get a goal almost immediately. That one straight towards Monkey Moon's car. And also a little bit of help, Monkey Moon. Well, I think you've seen that in your ranked games at home. This time, it is for an RLCS major. Justin catches the ball. Has he got the reset? That's just out of reach.
Well, earlier on, we were wondering, would BDS be able to slow down NRG's momentum coming out of the semifinals? Now, we ask the opposite question. BDS have got everything right in the grand final first series. Absolutely no chinks in their armor. NRG can't get a pass connected. It's really good reading of the game by BDS.
And we saw Justin, it looked like he was on point early on, and now we're seeing this NRG team start to cool off a bit. It has to be concerning for fans at home. NRG, especially in that last game, that seemed like it was really the crux of this first series, was that moment with the back-to-back post hits. NRG have to find a way to win from behind.
Well, they're going for those demos, and BDS sitting in the net is definitely something that leads into that. There's another one attempted. Really nice recovery by Mark, though he doesn't have boost, but he stays on the ball.
Flip reset from Monkey Moon. Garrett G able to just guide the ball away from him. NRG have had numerous opportunities for the infield pass. They have been aiming for it as well. Just haven't had the pace. Marked by 8. He's got Garrett bullied and no chance to recover in time.
And marked by 8, he hit a crazy shot against FaZe in the corner. Now Monkey Moon does it. Look at this angle. You don't even see the defender Garrett looking through that transparent post, expecting to be able to block it.
And it is not a post that's transparent both ways. On Wasteland, you can't see in. So to know that the defender's going to be low there, to shoot high anticipating that, just shows the awareness of Monkey Moon, who's just outplayed another player with a brilliant first touch in the corner.
And we heard about Garrett in the interview saying that, oh, EU, when they play, they look so predictable. But then when you're out there playing it, well, they play that way because even if you expect it, you can't stop it.
I'm so curious what Sid has got for his team. They're going to need something. They need fresh ideas.
I know what they've got. It's chalked again. It's definitely chalk this time. Oh, it might be! Extra! Puts in a double on an undefended net. 3-0. NRG have got a long way back.
Extra using up the boost. No doubt in his mind whatsoever where that ball was going to be bouncing.
I've never seen Extra like this. This is ridiculous.
Does this feel... we used to talk all the time last season, Johnny, when we got through so many of the grand finals that BDS won. And I'd always describe it to you the same way. It felt like the other team that they were playing against started off well.
Okay. And then...
Okay. And then it felt, as I was going to say, and then it felt like the other team got broken partway through. NRG,
well,
not wanting to be broken just yet.
Late comeback streams, they've settled for this strategy. I'm not sure why you would do this, but once again, NRG coming back late.
Well, you generally, with the late comebacks, you at least try to win it. NRG has not been able to do that so far.
Garrett does have Justin on the far side, but he's also got 3 cars to try and pass the ball through. Keep an eye on the boost meters, though, for BDS. A couple of bumps being attempted as well. NRG realizing that being pristine has not quite worked so far, so why not try and roughhouse? Marked by 8 needs to get out of the way. Would rather not own goal.
Aye.
As we do see Mark, plenty of boost, but no options from that far side. Still Extra's one with the most of it. He has to do quite well here. Does get contact, but his team is in a little bit of a rough situation. Garrett G can't pre-jump for the shots.
I mean, when your 50-50 game is going so even, if not in BDS favor, they're intercepting all your passes and they're too fast to solo play against. What on earth are you supposed to do?
Mark, straight to himself off the wall. Can't get the contact. And actually, Garrett's still around. NRG just need to be a little bit more tricky. 40 seconds on the clock. Need their big opportunity to get back in.
We've seen him get close over and over again. Will this be the game? BDS drops the hammer.
Garrett, straight over to Mark. Squishy, waiting. What's his choice? What's his option? You see Justin is around, but BDS see it just as well as they do. Always available for it, and that's such a crucial block from Monkey Moon.
Interception after interception. Look at the play in the middle of the box by Monkey Moon. NRG need a goal now, and they get one!
Get it!
It's always the same from NRG. Nothing comes easy for them. Nothing goes easy against them. Ooh. 7 seconds for 1 goal.
And you see Garrett didn't flip there. He completely psyched out the defense, waiting until letting that ball really come to him.
Garrett sets up. Has he got anyone around? It's off the wall. Who's there first? There is Squishy off the backboard one more time.
Oh.
Follow up. Nobody there. BDS have got the first set.
Wow, BDS take down NRG in style. They are halfway there. Like I said, 4-1. Most common scoreline for NRG to lose. First series, sorry, of every single time they've played in one of these, NRG have lost. Now the third prophecy is the only one that we're waiting on. Can BDS break that streak of losses in these finals? They've yet to win one in the RLCS season. Look at them, man. Straight ice, not a chink in their armor.
I don't know, Extra's just had a quick breathe out for a second. He knows what he just managed to do.
I mean, and you talk about not a weak link. That's so true. Every player having their moment. Monkey Moon, even defensively, you saw that in those final moments, the play off the wall to prevent that hit from Justin. BDS, they continue to let NRG get close, but it's tantalizing for them, but they can't get the win. BDS shutting them down over and over again.
So I mentioned earlier on how often we saw during RLCS Season X, BDS just blitzing the other team, getting so far ahead, and before you know it, the series is already done. One thing we never got to see when we got that was a team with a chance to stop, talk to each other, and come back for another best of 7. Definitely not a team with the experience of NRG.
Yeah, NRG have got the tools to come back here. They're mechanical. They have got phenomenal team play. They have got the regain because now it looks chalked. So they've said it themselves. So everything that they've been saying this weekend has actually come true. They knew this was going to be a challenge. Can they rise to the occasion?
That's the question. And Johnny, really, when we're looking at this series, even though it was 4-1, it seems like both teams are just one adjustment away. For NRG, one adjustment to put them over the top. For BDS, one to completely dominate.
Well, there are things to change for NRG, but what you should not do at home is change where you currently are. Stick with us. We're going to go a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the grand finals.